Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to The Perfect Blade. Today we are looking at the TPB custom knife area. About, a month ago, I thought about a series that I wanted to do for our custom knives. We make a lot of custom knives, different shapes, form, fashions for uses, but one of the passions I have, and so many of us does, is just those vintage knives. So I go out hunting vintage knives because I named it the semicolon series, meaning the story's not done yet. So that was a perfect name for what I wanted to accomplish. Because I call it the semicolon series because every blade deserves a second chapter. And that was this one. You go out and you see knives that are just rusted. People are just ready to discard them, broke handles. But there's so many great knives, quality steel that just needs some TLC, and that's what we love to do. So I do a series. Actually, I'm starting. This is my first one. I do a series where I'm going to film going to flea markets, thrift stores, yard sales, etc. Hunting these old knives, and when I find one that was a great knife during its time, the history of it, and the steel's still good, I want to buy them, bring them back, tell the story of the knife, the history of it, and give it the second chapter that it deserves. Like this one. I was up in North Georgia Flea Market in Carrollton, and looking around, not having much luck, just a lot of Pakistan stuff, junk. But I saw this blade shape in the bottom of a rusty toolbox, and I immediately knew that was a Schrade old timer. So I dug through the box, got it out. It was hardly recognizable. It was so rusted, corroded, but the steel was in good shape. The handle, one handle was gone, the other handle was busted. And so I knew that, I wanted to give this knife a second chapter. And so I asked the gentleman how much he wanted for this knife. And he says, give me $2 and you can have the whole toolbox. So I said, well, how about if I double your money and give you $4 and just take the knife, and then you can sell the toolbox to somebody else? So that's what we agreed upon. And what a beautiful knife this turned out to be. Brought it back home and took the busted handle off and started scrubbing and doing all the things I do to get the rust off, to at least just get down to the steel. And I did, and it looked pretty good. So started planning what I wanted to do with this. I mean, this is in the 70s, great carbon steel. So when I redo these knives, they are older knives, but I want to make them like new, but I want to still make them look old. And I think I accomplished that with this one. So I did an acid etch, and once I had the blade done, I went back and added acid in a couple of random areas just to kind of give it a patina, because I still want it to look old. But this steel is in fantastic shape. And then I put it in a rock tumbler. Let's see if we can see this. And gave it a rock texture finish, which really in person just looks gorgeous for this knife. Then I was thinking about the handle, and it is appropriate that I put woolly mammoth ivory on it. 2,000 plus euro scales on this beautiful knife, and it just turned out absolutely beautiful. The thing I love about this is it looks cracked. It looks like this chunk's missing, but everything is just as smooth as it can be. So it's just the patina and the texture of that mammoth ivory. So we got the history of the mammoth, got the history of this fantastic old Schrade, and I just love this knife. So because we found it up in North Georgia, we always like to give it a name, but this was the Schrade Sharp Finger, so I just named it Sharpie. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Also, it had the this is not the sheath for it, but this is a sheath that fits it perfectly. And the sheath was old, so kind of reconditioned it, left a little patina on it, a little wear. So the sheath and the knife could tell a story, and man, I bet what a story this blade could tell. So yeah, we're going to do this on a weekly basis. Go out and find old knives that, you know, have shaped history, that has a story to tell, redo them, and put them up for sale. However, this one is not going up for sale. This one's going on my side. It's just that special to me. If you've seen it up in person and just see that crack right there, that's not a crack, that's just the way the bone looks. You know, and if you saw it up close, and I hope you would agree. So Sharpie's going on my side. I'll just have to find some more. But let me quickly just show you some of the knives that we have finished. We finished this guy, the Reaper. This is 1095 carbon with desert ironwood scales. Fit and finish is just beautiful. And you know, it's the perfect size fixed blade to carry. This is a 6.5 inch. I just got in 7.5 inch. We wanted to try one with another inch to it. But this one will be for sale on the website, theperfectblade.com, under the Founder series. So this is really where we cut our teeth on starting to make custom knives. And so we just keep the 3 or 4 blades that we started with, call that the Founder series. Here's another one, another cool little fixed blade. This was a 4.5 inch D2 steel, desert ironwood scales. It's kind of funny, that looks almost black, but it's desert ironwood and got a little bit there. Turned out fantastic. This one, I wished I would have put the rock texture on, but I didn't. So I try to texture each blade we do now, just so it's not, I'm just not a fan of shiny steel. I like a little bit of texture on it. That's kind of like a brushed finished. And then this, the folder, we call it the North Wind because it cuts like a cold north wind. Damascus, that is VG10 core with, I think it's 67 fold Damascus wrapped around the core, desert ironwood scales, a little bit of texturing on the spine. Just turned out to be a great pocket knife. It fits really, really good. I want to do some folders, and I just did this one, but I kind of want to go back a little bit and do some trappers, you know, kind of mimic some of the old school stuff, but everything's going to be brand new. So that's what TPB Custom Knives going. And oh, by the way, I don't have it now. My partner is an engineer, and he is way more OCD on knives than I am. And we got a knife, it's Damascus, and it's got woolly mammoth ivory, but very well could be one of the most beautiful knives I've ever seen. But he took it home with him for a couple of days so he could enjoy it before we sell it. So maybe tomorrow, the next day, I will do a video on it, but it is absolutely stunning. So I hope you like Sharpie as much as I do. I just love it. I love I found an old sheath that would go with it. Drop it in the comments. Check out theperfectblade.com. And if you've got an idea for a knife for our semicolon series, let me know. We'll also restore them and send them back to you. We're just not all about selling. That's another part that I would really enjoy doing. So thanks for watching. Stay sharp. From The Perfect Blade in Tyrone, Georgia.